Hey, book lovers, I'm Candice.
And I'm Chrissy. And you've just stumbled into your new favorite book club, Bookalicious Pod.
We're two sisters reading our way through fantasy, fiction, thrillers, and the occasional "what did we just read" moments.
Every week, we break down books chapter by chapter
with deep dives, hot takes, and detours into sisterly side convos.
Think a cozy book club mixed with a FaceTime call, sprinkled with a little chaos.
We don't hold back on the characters we love or the ones we love to hate.
We play games like Read It Like Reddit, Red Flag or Deal Breaker, and have Spotify polls for you to guess along with our plot theories.
If you've got a TBR pile a mile high, including ACOTAR or Frida McFadden,
or just want to feel like you're hanging with your bookish besties, hit play. This is Bookalicious Pod.
I know. I'm bummed. I'm bummed for you.
Day 2 with no microphone.
I know.
Zoom or Bookalicious listeners, join our Patreon. Fund me a new microphone.
Oh my God.
Or a new computer.
Oh my God. Well, so for our dear listeners, I feel like the past couple episodes we've been kind of low energy because we've not been able to get Chrissy's sound right, and it's really frustrating for both of us.
I know.
But we have a lot of things to celebrate, so...
Oh, are we talking about Bookalytics?
We have like 100 milestones that have been hit.
Wow.
Today.
That's exciting. Today, I saw one. What are the other ones?
All right, what's the one that you saw?
Okay, the one that I saw is that we hit 10,000 listens.
What?
Whoa, that's crazy. That's a lot.
I know. That is a lot. That is exciting. A lot. We have like 60 some odd episodes, 10,000 listens, 211 followers.
Wow. So exciting. Welcome.
Yes, welcome to everyone. And today I went on Facebook, The Wasteland, and and I had a Facebook memory, and it was actually one that didn't make me want to jump inside my skin and die.
How rare.
Yeah, guess what it was?
1 year anniversary of Bookalicious?
Today, one year ago. Today.
Whoa, I didn't know it was today.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Elantris, part 1.
Whoa. Okay, so are you saying this was when we first published an episode? Because we started recording in like June or July or something, I think.
Yeah, we had hopes that we would not be hand to mouth.
Ever.
And that really didn't work out for us.
You can only plan so much. I was actually telling one of my friends I was talking to today about the podcast, and he was like, "Oh, how do you break up the books, or do you do it all at once?" And I was like, "Yeah, we typically break it up. We've been doing probably 3 parts per book." And then I was like, "But our very first book, we did a deep dive. We did it in 18 parts." He said 18. I said, "Yeah, it was longer than the audiobook." Was it more than 18? Did we get into the 20s?
No.
Maybe 18.
No, we got to 18. And some of those in the 18, they're all at least an hour, and some of them were 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't realize today was the anniversary.
I know.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. So 1 year.
10,000
listens, 200 people in our book club.
Yep.
It's pretty exciting.
Yep. So we have...
I remember we started doing... So I'm in the archives now looking at Elantris episodes to see how many we did. And then I realized we did lessons in chemistry every other week. Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
That
was a wild time.
We thought we were going to go viral with that lessons in chemistry
Thank
deep
goodness we
dive.
did not.
Thank goodness we did not. I don't think anyone will ever get to those archives, so I think
Ugh.
it's safe.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. A good number of people listen to episode 1 and none of the rest, which is how it should be done. That book did not need 7 parts, 8 parts,
I think it's like 10.
10 parts. We had to have an
No,
interlude. It might be 10 parts. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It's 13 parts.
13.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember what our description was for the last one?
Thank God we're done.
Yes. If you think you're excited, you should see us.
I
Oh my goodness.
I miss all the games that we had though, and all like the fun nicknames. Like we had Tanya Harding,
Yeah.
Tanya Harding, Mrs. Frask, Tanya Harding, aka Harriet Sloan. That's not even right. Change that right now. Go back there. Tanya
That's
Harding,
not it?
aka Mrs. Frask. Harriet Sloan was the neighbor.
Oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's okay. No one needs to see this anyway.
Yeah, they won't know. They won't know.
No one needs to.
Yep. And
Episode
then
11.
after lessons in chemistry, we learned our lesson
Oh
on
gosh.
one a
Lessons in
week.
podcasting.
Yes, lessons in podcasting.
Oh my gosh, we went to the housemaid after that. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Wow. That's from the ashes we rise. That's the best direction this could have gone. We needed the housemaid.
Yeah.
I think that's my new favorite book that we've done.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's what the people want. We really need to go back.
We might need to. Housemaid Part 2. That'd be a great 1 year anniversary. Forget the first 4 months. Okay, we started this in August. We got to book 3 in February. That's also part of why we did lessons in chemistry. Oh, I guess it was book 4. That's why we did lessons in chemistry double, because we had been on Elantris for so long. We finished Elantris in December. We started in
Okay.
August.
I stand by Elantris needed to be that long.
I liked it, honestly. I really enjoyed it.
I had such a good time with Elantris.
Our description for the last episode of Elantris says, in a brief 27 hours, Bookalicious Scrolls wrapped up season 1 of Elantris. Oh my goodness.
Read this whole description. It's so funny.
Great. I know if you guys need a laugh, really just go back and read our descriptions. Some of the best content we make. Okay, last episode of Elantris says, in a brief 27 hours, the Bookalicious girlies wrapped up season 1, Elantris. Elantris is now a spaceship at cruising altitude. Raoden decides to hit continue on his Elantris journey and save the world, while Harathan faces every high schooler's nightmare, professing your love to your crush for them to ask you who you are.
No.
It keeps going. After postulating for 8 months about Aiden's purpose, we find out that Chrissy's best guess was in episode 2, when she described Elantris as Sesame Street. If only she had looked to Count Dracula instead of Big Bird's alphabet sponsors. I totally forgot about that.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh. All right, we're still going. 3 Infinity Stones. 3 Infinity Stones must suspend belief as Raoden uses the transportation spell for the first time across an ocean using Aiden's count. A staff gown which Aiden collected at the young age of 6 on a boat. There's still 4 more paragraphs. We can't we can't finish the book without Serene finally getting married, only for Serene to ick the girlies out once more by making awkward sex jokes. This is a great summary of the book. I'm remembering all of it. Sanderson gives us a final palate cleanse with an epilogue that sends Harathan off with a somber goodbye and Raoden's final shower thoughts when thinking of all that had happened. The siblings wrap up this. Oh, yeah, Sam was on this one.
Yeah.
Siblings wrap up this episode with their ratings of the book -4 out of 5. I'm kidding.
No.
There's a hyphen. +4 out of 5. Would you still give it a 4 out of 5 hindsight rating?
I love that book,
I think it's
but
great.
I think it's great too. I think I would give it a 4.5.
It'd go up a little bit.
I think it would go up a little bit, especially because of how often I think about it. But it's not a 5 because there are just some major plot issues that just cannot warrant a perfect score.
What if we did Elantris again for our 1-year anniversary? That would be a twist.
I wouldn't mind doing like a re-listen at
Oh
some
my
point
goodness.
and just pick out the highlights or something. Do like a highlight reel.
27 hours of re-listening.
I know.
That would be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was just such a great journey. We had so much fun. I just remember laughing so hard.
It was really good. It was a great first book.
Yeah.
Really got our bearings. We really got to know the book.
Yes.
It was great. Go back and listen if you also want a great journey.
Yeah, but skip lessons in chemistry.
Oh, definitely do that.
Yeah. So, okay, so we hit 10,000 listens, 1 full year of podcasting,
Wow.
200 followers, and
Whoa.
yep, and we got a couple new reader mails. We have a new fan of the pod, F Smith 1.
Oh yeah, F. Smith. Number
Yep,
one fan.
number one
We love
fan.
you.
You are in the tier. She or he has been, or they has been commenting on the housemaid as they go through, and they just love all of our predictions.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, F. Smith. We're glad you appreciate them. We had a lot of fun making them. And not
Yes.
everyone appreciates the predictions.
Yeah. Brianna didn't love it. That's okay.
We're not holding on to it.
We're not thinking about it, but
I never lie awake at night thinking about it. Brianna doesn't like our predictions. But yeah, thank you for commenting, F. Smith. That truly it makes our day.
Yep, makes our day. What other big things? I think
Well, did you
oh
have another one?
no.
Well, as far as year long, year in review, looking at all of our milestones, we got all 50 states. I think we just need to mention it again.
Yep.
Because it's just
Alaska,
that
we're looking at
exciting.
you. Yep.
Alaska, Alaska, Alaska.
We had to fight hard for Alaska. Now we have like 3 listeners in Alaska. It's not just,
Really?
yeah, it's not just Anchorage anymore. Mm-mm.
It's spreading. It's like a
Yep.
10th of the population. Yeah, they're not last.
Yeah.
Wow. This is wild too. The United States is less than 70% of our total listeners.
We are crazy international.
Wow.
I know.
I still don't get it.
Iceland looks new.
New favorite country. Top tier fan. Wow. Very exciting. I
Yep.
wonder if Bookalicious, when you're typing it in, if maybe for some reason there's a lot of crossover with foreign languages, because I don't think all of these countries speak English. I
Well,
mean,
maybe just because the country doesn't mean that the
well,
listeners don't.
I mean that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. But there's just a lot of countries here.
There's a lot of people in the world.
I guess that's true. And all of them listen to Bookalicious.
Okay,
Come to the
so
right place.
stateside, our top three states, and this is like neck and neck. We are George Bush, Al Gore. Who wins? We don't know. It's we have Texas with 11%, Georgia with 10, and California with 10.
I thought you were saying presidential candidates from these states.
Oh, no.
So there's only two. Where's the third?
Yep. And in Texas, Houston, 20%.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah, H-Town.
Yep.
That's wild.
I know. So very exciting.
Super exciting. Mm. Still Candi in Georgia.
Me, me and friend of the pod, Anna, are holding down the Georgia stronghold with Atlanta at 74% and Anna's house at 4%. So we're doing the thing.
Oh my gosh.
In terms of devices, we are mostly listened to on iPhones, almost 70%, but only 2% is Apple Podcasts. So people are
There
using
you
their
go.
iPhones on Spotify.
You know what I'm hearing from that?
What?
Spotify should sponsor us.
Oh, I think they do with all of the
Free
impressions. Yeah.
free marketing, free podcasting platform.
Yeah.
But we're bringing people to the app.
I,
They want to
you
go to
know what?
Spotify.
You're right. That is true. We are bringing people to the app, although that wouldn't make sense because we also do play our pod on Apple. So,
But mainly Spotify.
but yeah, mainly Spotify. That's where we put in the real time.
Yeah, that's what we really care
Okay.
about.
Oh my God, Chrissy,
What?
I forgot to do the author recap.
Oh my gosh, what's your favorite part?
I know.
Well, this is a mystery book. I think that's pretty fitting if the author's a mystery.
Oh my gosh. So I totally forgot. I spaced. I had to work today
Wow.
and I know. Wow, that's terrible.
Well, that might actually be pretty good. What if we do that next time, if we want
Okay.
to?
That
Or we could
sounds
even do it at
good.
the end of the book. Because we did do quite a long time with our
With our reminiscing. Okay.
our walk down memory lane. Well, okay,
Fair
I
enough.
actually today, before we started podcasting, I had an idea
Oh,
of potentially a new segment we could
oh,
add, not for today, but for a future episode.
what is
And
it?
the name is could still be workshopped, but I was tossing around the idea Bookalicious, which like wishes. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Because do you ever think about the books that we've talked about? We've just finished recording the last episode on the book, and then you think back on it, or like you're listening to the episode and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally thought of this brilliant idea that I didn't have then. Or like, oh my gosh, we totally should have asked this question. Book of
oh, I
Wishes.
love that.
Yeah, that's where we can dump all those ideas that we have after the fact.
Okay, I love that. Oh,
Oh,
one last thing. I do have to do this because I promised someone I would.
okay.
All right, so I took to Reddit once again. I
Oh.
descended. I descended into the deepest pits of hell called Reddit, and
What'd you find?
I went to podcast guest exchange.
Oh.
And I was like, let's do a little swapsies.
Oh.
And I put a whole little advertisement about Bookalicious Pod
Oh
trying to
no.
find people.
What did they say?
I know you're terrified. What happened? Luckily, nothing bad happened. Actually, something good happened.
Oh wow, that's me. It's not actually you, you're a clone. Already been swapped.
Yeah, I'm the new guest. I'm the new co-host. So the person that reached out, they run a podcast and her name is Taylor. She seems great, but I was hoping that we could do a swap specifically with a book pod.
Mm.
And hers is very interesting. I've never heard of this genre. It's basically like a live journal.
Oh, that's cool. Like reflecting on your day.
Like she's just going through her life, documenting it.
That's cool.
It's
Okay,
very
yeah.
cool, very interesting. It's called Authentic AF by Taylor Kilpatrick.
I'm looking it up.
And
I'm intrigued.
the genre is called personal stories.
Okay, that makes sense. Authentic. But oh, yep, I found it.
Yeah.
Authentic and AF, there's a space in between in case you're looking.
Oh, yeah. There's a space. So I told her, I don't think it's the right fit right now in terms of, you know, plotting. I'm really trying to find something that's specifically in our genre, but I did want to give her podcast a shout out.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna listen. Wait, okay, so does she have guests on the podcast? Or is she saying like you would give a journal if you went on?
So she does have guests come in, but then they kind of just talk about life and what they're going through and different kind of topics.
Mm.
And you have to be ready to cut open your heart and present it on a platter. Like
Oh boy.
the people give the tea.
Wow.
They
Okay,
bare their
so
soul.
if we were to do a swaparoo, would you be going on authentic or would I be going on authentic?
Uh, so what I would my initial vision was that it would be a book pod and then
Hmm.
we would do a book and they would pop in. We'd do like a one, maybe a two-parter, and then we would do a two-parter on theirs with a
That would be
different
fun.
book. Yeah. So that was kind of the intention. So I didn't sign us up for bearing our hearts out. But who knows?
Can you imagine if you're like, I signed you up for next week? Be ready on Tuesday.
Bring your diary.
Hope you've been reflective, contemplative.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, I am looking to do some cross promotion, but no traction yet. There's not a ton of book pods, I don't think, that I could find. So anyway,
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was the best possible way, almost the best possible way that Reddit post could have gone. So that's a great story.
I agree.
I'll
I
take it.
agree. I 100% agree. Okay. So now that all of this is done, now we can get into our official book game, judge a book by its cover.
Oh my gosh, we're here. I would also like to preface this with Candy sent a message today that said, "Oh gosh, I hope we don't go long. I'm worried."
How long has it been?
Well, an hour since we started working on the microphone stuff.
Okay,
Less
yeah, it's
than
been at least
that.
30 minutes. This is
Been at least
not
30
good.
minutes. I think it's good. I think it was divine inspiration that you did not make an author summary for today. I think it will fit better in another
I was going to say I can read
another
this one
episode.
sentence summary that
Oh,
Liz
sure, you could
Moore
do that.
put in the book pamphlet. So Liz Moore is the author of the New York Times bestselling novel Long Bright River, which was a Good Morning America book club pick and one of Barack Obama's favorite books of 2020. Oh, presidents, full circle.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Always comes back.
Yep. As well as the acclaimed novels Heft, and the Unseen World. A winner of the Rome Prize in Literature. She lives in Philadelphia.
I'll be honest, I don't know half of those words. I don't know the other books she's written. I don't know what the Rome Prize is. Those are the only words I don't know. But they sound great.
Yeah. So that's a little teaser for next week.
Yeah, I feel teased. Great summary.
Okay, so this book, looking at it, yep. Mm-hmm.
We're both holding it up to each other.
We're that way I can still look at you. I don't have to look down.
Oh.
Okay.
I get it.
Why don't you describe the cover that we have?
Okay. So it looks like a Monet impressionist art of the wood. I actually don't know if that's what Monet's artwork looks like. But it is like, I don't know, kind of watercolory, kind of blurry. Definitely you can tell it's a tree though, and it's a forest and stuff. Okay, so there's a nice tree on there, but then there's also this like bubblegum pink like paint dripping from the top.
Yes.
And we don't know what that is.
I think we do.
Have we learned already what it is?
I think so.
What is it?
I'll let you know when we get there.
What? I'm super teased now. I'm staying till the end of this podcast. I gotta find out.
Okay, you see this book. Are you picking it up?
I gotta be honest. I'm trying to think if I'm more likely to pick it up with the pink thing or without the pink thing. Because without the pink thing, I would think this is about like it could be like a hippie tree hugger kind of book,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But then with the pink thing, I'm like, what's happening here? It's a pretty cover. I think I'd pick it up and read the back.
I think it's definitely a pretty cover. Having read a little bit of the book, it makes sense, but it doesn't really let you know what it is.
Yeah.
In advance.
Yeah, I'd have no idea.
You don't know that it's a mystery. There's nothing, I guess the paint kind of looks a little mysterious, and like the paint texture is totally different from the rest of the texture, so I guess that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I might keep going. I might pass
it. Yeah, I'm kind of there too. Intriguing.
All right. Well, book is judged. Sounds
we
like
judged it pretty hard.
Yeah, we'd say pass. Do you think that that's the right decision? Would you pass on this book so far? Do you think it's interesting?
Well, I don't even know what this pink stain is about, so I don't know. I don't know how closely I read it. I like it though so far. Yeah. I'm intrigued. I like that it's a mystery, but it's not the kind of mystery where I feel really scared because I don't really like those. So, yeah, there seems to be some good like character depth going on. We're learning a lot of backstories. The way it's written was really confusing, honestly, because there's so many characters all introduced all at once, and I don't know any of them. But I think it's a really good way to tell a mystery story.
Yes.
So I think it's a really great way. I was just struggling at the beginning.
I agree. And that was commentary that I heard from people in like the Facebook book club podcast that I'm in, where they're like, I like it, but it's kind of like you're only getting maybe 60% of it because you kind of forget who's this, how's that, how do they connect?
Oh, yeah.
So I made that character web.
That was amazing. Are you going to post that, or have you already posted it?
So I posted it on the good old TikTok and I got nothing. Bupkis. But that's okay because I just posted it as like a static image. I think I'm going to like add some animations and like kind of layer it in, maybe put in some music. But I posted it on the Facebook groups to kind of get a feel for if it makes sense to them.
Oh, yeah.
To other people. I've gotten nothing. It's only been 3 hours, but I did get a heart. I got a heart.
I really liked it. I found it very helpful. So for our
Yeah.
listeners, I think we could post it or have a link to it or something.
Yeah, I'll put the link to the TikTok and or the Instagram reel probably that I made, and you can look at it. And I making it was really helpful trying to piece it apart. And I'm kind of thinking maybe even with the summaries, maybe we start with, I don't know, the
Hmm.
lacing in the web with some of the summaries because I feel like we're gonna get a little confused.
Yeah, it's pretty confusing. Honest, I will say, so this time I actually did write out a summary.
Oh, good.
And
Okay.
it was helpful writing it out because I was reading back and I was like, oh, that's who that character is. Because
Hmm.
did not remember. Okay. My summary for part one is kind of long though, but it does go through a lot of these relationships.
Okay.
Do you want to go for it? You think?
Yep. But let's do the
Okay.
intro.
We got to do the intro.
Yep.
Welcome to Bookalicious 1 year
Woohoo!
anniversary.
We're
Woo!
one. Oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh. Although I guess actually the thing that's actually posted on our 1 year anniversary, it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll add that in the description or something. I don't know. We'll just celebrate late. Anyways, 1 year anniversary today.
Woohoo!
Woohoo, Bookalicious. It's a podcast for two sisters chat about books we're reading. I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Candace.
I just now learned the intro. And today and today in classic Bookalicious fashion, we are now starting our book 40 minutes into our podcast, and we're starting God of the Woods by Liz Moore.
You know, we
All
went
right.
through our whole historical lore, and I think we've stayed true to our roots.
I think so. We're not sellouts.
We're not sellouts. Yeah. We take as long as we want.
We have not taken anyone's advice since day one.
That is one of our Bookalicious tenants. So
Everyone told us to be shorter, and we said no.
we said pass.
Well, dear listener, we're glad you're here.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into this summary. Okay, so Candi has a really nice infographic that pretty sure is somewhere in the description or somewhere for your viewing pleasure. My
Hmm.
summary of the first part is kind of going through all those relationships, but it's
Okay.
kind of all centered around Barbara. So
Hmm.
Barbara is a young tween at camp and was not in her bed this morning, the morning that the book starts, which is a euphemism for she's missing. This is extra
Oh.
important. I know. The mystery already starts. This is extra This is extra important because Barbara's parents are Alice and Peter Van Laar, and the Van Laars own the preserve where the camp is. Not only that, but the Van Laar's son Bear went missing in the same area a few years earlier. So everyone's extra anxious and upset that Barbara's gone missing.
Hmm.
Okay, so some things we know about Barbara. Okay, let me know what you think about this word. I was gonna say she's spunky. And then I realized, does that just mean so punky?
Yes.
Oh, is that where it came from?
No, but it should be.
Oh,
Well, because you can be punk, but you can be like emo punk, you know?
mm,
You can
different
be kind
flavors of
of,
spunk, of
yeah, you can
punk.
be kind of sullen punk, but she's a spunky punk for sure.
Oh yeah, she is. Okay, she's our spunky punk. All right,
Yep.
named Barbara. All right, that's a punk name if I ever heard one.
Oh my God, I know.
Okay, so some things you know about Barbara. She's a spunky punk. She doesn't have a great relationship with her mom, but also her mom kind of has Aaron vibes, a la such a bad influence. As
Hmm.
in, mom thinks that being her daughter's hardest critic will prepare her for the world. So, kind of tough all around.
Yep.
Okay, Barbara asked to go to camp this summer, and her mom said, thank goodness, because now Barbara's out of the house. As soon as Barbara got to camp, she kind of became the cool kid because one, she's a Van Laar, two, her brother went missing, and three, she just has a general aura of mystery about her with her punky style and intrigue. And at the camp, Barbara makes friends with Tracy. So Tracy does not want to be at camp. She's also another tween girl. She would much rather spend her first summer after her parents' divorce with her dad, who she hasn't seen all year, but instead he sent her to camp. It's very
I forgot
sad.
about that because he got a new
Hmm.
girlfriend.
Yes, it made me really sad. She just wanted to be with her dad.
Yeah.
Tracy doesn't have friends, but she ends up hanging out with Barbara, and they're kind of like bunk mates. Um, Luis is the camp.
Spunk mates.
Oh my gosh.
Spunky bunk mates.
I like
Spunky
spunk
punk bunk
mates.
mates. Oh my God. Spunk mates. Okay.
Yeah, they definitely need to be spunk mates from now on. Okay, so Tracy and Barbara are in the same camp group, and the leader of that camp group is Louise. And Louise has quite the background herself. So on the night Barbara went missing, Louise had actually snuck out of her cabin and left the junior counselor Annabelle in charge, and Louise met with Lee Towson. So Lee is on the kitchen staff at camp, but what makes this extra salacious is that Louise is engaged to John Paul, who is the other ritzy guy who's best friends with Peter Van Laar, and both of them have grown up together and they probably enjoy doing like hoity-toity things and being
Mhm.
rich people. Okay, so Lee Towson and John Paul end up meeting. John Paul shows up out of nowhere in this campground where Lee Towson is singing guitar, or no, playing guitar and singing to Luis. John Paul shows up. Lee beats John Paul to the ground, makes sure Luis is safe. Paul calls Luis a whore. She says, whatever, and they all go back home.
Yep.
All right.
So that's
All
why
this,
Louise was not in the camp when Barbara went
yes.
missing.
That is important. Yeah. So then she goes back the next morning, or she wakes up the next morning and she realizes Barbara isn't there and she wasn't in the cabin, which doesn't look good. So now they kind of need to cover up all these stories.
Yep.
Okay. Other important thing to know from this whole Lee Towson, John Paul encounter is that Louise says she's engaged to John Paul. They've been together for years, but John Paul hasn't introduced Louise to his family, has not given her a ring, and actually never visits or even talks to her. So Louise is sadly fooling herself in this relationship.
Oh my God.
Very sad. Okay, two more things. The first one is that we also meet Alice, who is Barbara's mom, the one who's kind of like Aaron from Such a Bad Influence. And we
Hmm.
see some of the anxiety and depression and other really hard things that she's been carrying since Bear has gone missing. But we really learn a lot more about her in part 2. So right now we don't know a ton.
Yep.
And lastly, in the very last chapter, this is what I totally forgot until I did the summary. We meet Jacob Sluiter, who is a man who escaped out of prison and is now wandering through the woods. The
Hmm.
campers heard that he escaped and are telling spooky stories to each other. Counselor Luis says, no, that's impossible. I would know if that were true. But we, as the readers, find out in the last chapter that Jacob Sluiter is indeed out of prison and he's on the front page of every newspaper.
Hmm.
And we don't really know how he's connected to everything, but my hunch from what they've said is that he is somehow involved in like Bear's kidnapping. I'm kind of thinking that's why he was in prison, but we haven't actually learned that.
Do you think Bear is dead or disappeared?
I, okay, my one of the feelings I have from this book is that he's not dead. Like I wonder, I think I'm kind of getting a similar feeling to Such a Bad Influence where it's like nothing bad has actually happened to these people who are missing, to Bear and to
Hmm.
Barbara,
Hmm.
but like someone took them or they ran away or something like that. But like they're safe with somebody right now.
Hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right. So you think maybe Barbara and Bear are together.
I think, yeah, whoever stole Bear or whatever, whoever's behind that whole thing is also behind Barbara.
Interesting.
Yeah, what do you think?
I just made up a prediction, but it kind of ties in with part two. So maybe we should wait for
Mm,
that
okay,
because it's
if you
more
think
on
so.
Alice's side of family,
Oh,
and we
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about them yet.
Okay.
I I've been under the assumption that Bear is dead.
Ooh, okay.
I've been under that assumption. So something I think to keep in mind also with this like web that we have is that
Hmm.
Louise's fiance, John Paul, he would have been contemporaries with Bear. They're like probably close to the same age.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh,
Yes.
that's really weird. Okay, so Alice and Peter had a son who could potentially
Hmm.
be like dating age for Louise.
Yes.
Wow, crazy. Oh, you know what I totally left out of our summary that we can get to later is
Yeah.
TJ.
Is Tessie Joe. Yes.
Okay, we're getting there. Okay.
Oh, were you going to add that to your summary or we're going to talk about it later?
Oh, I thought you were still going with your thing.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's like when you're thinking about the web of characters, it's hard to keep it in your mind. But I feel like if you keep it at like generational levels, it keeps it a little easier.
Mm, okay.
So in the top of the hierarchy at this point, we have the mom and dad, Alice and Peter. Then we have the McClens, and they have some contemporaries that are friends with them. So those are the parents. Then we have the first generation of kids. And then we have Bear from the Van Lars. And then his contemporary probably would have been John Paul.
I see.
Also, is his contemporary is the Van Lars like estate butlers that I get like they just live there and they just have kids and they're just chronically butlers would be Tessie Joe. So she is a couple years older than Bear, but she is now their like primary estate butler. But she would have been also
Yes.
a contemporary with Peter or with Bear, but a few years older.
Okay.
Now, Louisa, she's a few years younger than Tessie Joe, but would be similar ages to John Paul and to Bear.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the first generation of kids. Now we have the second generation of kids, and then that's Barbara's level.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So the first generation of kids, they're now, let's just say, early 20s. That's Louisa, John Paul, Lee, Tessie, and Bear, if he was still there. They're all
Hmm.
20s. And then we have Barbara, and she's like 13 or 14. She's like early tweens. That's the second layer of kids. And then those are the only people who are important at this point is Barbara and her spunk mate, Tracy.
Spunk mate. Okay, wow, yeah. This infographic got even more helpful because I didn't even, that makes a lot of sense when you broke it down by generation there.
Yeah, so I might need to adjust that to kind of maybe add that somehow, like put boxes like generations.
Mm, that could be
But yeah,
helpful. I mean, I think it's also helpful as it is.
yeah, so just thinking about this is why this book is so confusing. Keeping everybody straight. But that's pretty much it. And then the last thing that the summary missed out on is that Annabelle, so Louise is like, I gotta go see this guy that I'm flirting with and hope my fiance doesn't catch me. Annabelle, you're in
Louise has to
charge.
do. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You said that right.
Yeah. And then she says, Annabelle, you're in charge. And Annabelle says, sure, sure, sure. But I'm going to go hang out with the other camp counselors. So then no one
Hmm.
was watching
Right,
the
right.
cabin.
Very important.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel pretty good about that summary.
Okay. Great. Do you have lines pulled out? Do you want to go through predictions that we have? Want to go through thoughts about characters? What are you thinking?
So I had a couple of thoughts. One is with the counselors. So once they realize Barbara goes missing, Louise and Annabelle are in this weird predicament where they were supposed to be there, but they were all having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And all the camp counselors are in on it. And they were all having a good time instead of watching the kids. So Tessie Joe, the estate butler, when she says, were you guys all, watching the kids? They all were like, yep.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Ugh, like should they have done it? Like should they
Should
have said?
should they have said, hey, we were actually not where we were supposed to be?
Probably. Just because I feel like, if the first priority is finding the kid, it's like anything that would be helpful to that, you should do.
Mhm.
But I mean, I get it. That is a hard predicament, especially if you're like, this isn't going to help anything if they know. It's going to
Right.
make things worse.
Right.
So, but I feel like you should say it. And it's going to come out later too,
It's
and
definitely
it's
going to come
just
out
worse.
later.
Yeah.
Do you think you would just kind of like fib at first and then hope that they find her? And then if like by a certain
Oh,
time period, then you're like, okay, I gotta let you know for real, for real.
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't think I could keep up a lie very well, you know?
I could see myself lying in the moment and just being sick about it. And within
Yeah.
like an hour or two, coming back privately, like not in front of the whole group and be like, listen, I feel like that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that. I don't know. That's a tough place to be though, because it is like, what does it help the case if they know that you weren't there? Like, does it help them find Barbara? It's like, I don't see how it would, but maybe it does.
Well, not only that, but so okay, so Annabelle gets really sick so she gets really sick. She goes out, she parties, she gets really sick. Louise comes back to the cabin and then she's like, where's Barbara? And Annabelle's sick and there's like a vomit bag and there's just like a mess everywhere. And so then Louise starts cleaning stuff up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I said that seems like a bad idea because maybe there's evidence. Maybe Annabelle got drugged to be extra sick.
Oh. Well, she was hiding up the evidence that they were out last night.
Right. But what if this person was planning to get Barbara and
Right.
they spiked her drink?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a good point. But they were in like survival mode. They weren't thinking that far ahead, I don't think. That's a good point though.
I know. It was also 1975, so I don't know how good forensics was at that time.
Yeah, I don't know. We need another thing other than factor 50s. What goes with the 70s?
We'll noodle it.
Yeah, can't think of anything.
Hmm.
Okay. I didn't even think about that possibility.
Because you have to think, why would someone want to kidnap Barbara if not for ransom?
With my theory is that she and Bear are at the same place, and Bear didn't they didn't get any ransom out of Bear, which is I think maybe why I'm thinking they're like some maybe Jacob Sluiter is like their long lost relative, like you rearrange the words letters in Slitter and you get Van Laar or something. And he's like, these kids need saving. And so he's gone
Hmm.
in and snuck them out to his like camper's paradise, just a tent. They're just out
Hmm.
there fishing together. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think I think actually that could make sense if Jacob Sluiter is related to them somehow.
Oh. Well, so the Slitter story is that his family they did something with the woods or they owned part of the
Oh, they were
property,
loggers or something, right? But then they couldn't
something,
work anymore.
and then the rich people came in and they said, "Oh, we like it." So now you can't do that
Yeah.
anymore. So he does have like maybe a
Beef.
chip on his shoulder for
That's
revenge.
interesting. Okay, is he the god of the woods? What does his title mean?
Oh, so they reference that.
They do. When? Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, I thought that was so cool, actually. I know what you're talking about.
Hmm. I'm trying to find the line, but basically it is something called Pan means god of the wood. And I can't remember.
It's so TJ is describing the camp rules. Oh, we forgot one of the like most important camp rules is if you're ever lost, you just sit down and scream. They keep
Hmm.
mentioning that, so I think it's important. Anyways, she's talking about the woods and basically like the woods are beautiful, but also like have a healthy fear of them. And she said that the god Pan, who is like the god of like wine, but also like debauchery and like chaos, kind of. That's where the
Hmm.
word panic comes from. And he was the god of the woods.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So like we're like
Hmm.
scared of the woods. It's something like that. It was
Hmm.
a good line though. Did you find it?
Yeah. I haven't found it yet.
I have it. It's on page 40.
Okay.
Okay. She said, it panic. It came from the Greek god Pan, the god of the woods. He liked to trick people, to confuse and disorient them until they lost their bearings and their minds. To panic, said TJ, was to make an enemy of the forest. To stay calm was to be its friend.
Hmm.
Thought that was good.
Okay. So another question that I have, when Luis went to go tell TJ about what's happening, she goes in to her cabin and it says, um, she's like kind of nervous about doing it and like just kind of going into her room. And it says, Luisa spent hours and hours in this room, TJ's room, on one occasion, a whole cold January week. And I was like, are they lovers?
I was wondering that too, because it said at one point there was a line where it said like they have a history together, or like no
Yeah.
one knows their history. I was like, maybe.
Like,
I thought the cold January night though was
mhm.
like it was they were all camp counselors and it was cold and so they all stayed in the house.
Well, the camp counselors are only there in the summertime.
They had extra training. They noodled with the idea of a winter camp and then it didn't go well, so they never did it again.
Well, and because then Louise hears TJ showering and she like goes into the bathroom and she sees TJ completely unclothed. But then she seems like kind of alarmed by it. So then I was like, well, maybe not
Right.
lovers.
Yeah. No, I had that same train of thought. I have no idea. What else could it be?
The other thing is that because TJ seems very invested in wondering if Luis has had any contact with John Paul, her fiance,
Hmm.
and her fiance seems like the worst. And
He
like he
does.
probably slapped her around a little bit.
Hmm.
So maybe something like that.
Slapped Luis around and like Luis went
Yeah.
to TJ for help kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that. And I bet TJ, because she's grown up on this like estate because her dad's been the butler.
Hmm.
And so I feel like she's probably just kind of seen everything. So yeah, I'm sure she's seen John Paul and Luis and their whole relationship play out. So
Hmm.
yeah, she must be in the know. Hmm. Intriguing.
Yeah. So even though we don't hear of any TJ secrets yet, she's holding on to, she has some secrets going on.
TJ seems pretty cool.
TJ does seem really cool. I also made a comment that, have you seen Stranger Things?
Not really. I saw like the first season.
Oh, that's all you need to see.
Oh,
Uh,
perfect.
do you remember the friend Barb who goes missing in like episode 2? And then her friend is like really concerned about her and then just never looks for her again.
I don't remember that.
Okay. Well, there was this whole thing, and like all of like the fans who watch Stranger Things, they were like, why does nobody care about Barb? Like, she's missing. They're like, justice for Barb, justice for Barb. So then in like season 2, they wrote in this whole story arc of going to find Barb.
Wait, did the writers also forget about Barb?
They were just like, nobody's gonna care about her because she was like this big oafish, like large, like just not large, but like this big oafish dorky girl. And they're like, no one's gonna care about her. And I feel like how they describe Tracy is she's like Stranger Things Barb.
Oh, what a twist because she's besties with Barbara now.
I know. Justice for Barb, full circle.
Yeah.
Barb's the Barb's the heroine now.
Barb to Barbara. Yeah, they do kind of, yeah, Tracy seems to have some struggles. I mean, she's in her like middle school phase. Doesn't really like talking to people. There was a really good line though about, and it was in the very beginning when we're first meeting Tracy, and it says something like her voice had descended since birth, and now she can barely be heard. Because like she used to be like, really energetic young girl, but now it just has kept getting like quieter and quieter, and now she like doesn't talk to people.
I know. Tracy has such a sad story. I have a couple other lines. Her father once told her casually that she was built like a plum on toothpicks. And that phrase was at once so cruel and so poetic that it clicked into place around her like a harness.
That was so sad.
Ugh, I know. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Tracy, very sad. Now, Barb has a boyfriend.
That's right.
Who who do you think the boyfriend is?
Oh, I didn't even, you're right. That's probably a very important detail. I don't know. I mean, we don't really know any eligible bachelors for her. Um, it could be another boy at the camp. Could it be Jacob Sluiter?
She's writing him letters in prison.
Could be. I mean, that might go with her punk vibe.
So you think not Jacob Sluiter, but really, who do you think?
Well, we just don't know anybody. So it could just be another boy in the camp who she's like going to see every night. So do we learn that in this section or is it the next section? It might be this section. That
About the cute
Barbara's,
boys?
well, that Barbara's been sneaking out every night and
I think we
Tracy's been
learned
keeping it a
that.
secret.
Yeah, I think we might learn that in the second one, but still,
Spoiler. Okay.
same
So she's
thing.
been going out and she doesn't, Tracy doesn't know what it's for, like why she's going out. It's possible it could be to see her boyfriend, who could be one of the other campers. I don't think she dated a camper though. I could kind of see her maybe dating someone who's a little bit older
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
Could be someone on the staff,
Mm-hmm.
like another Lee Towson. Wait, have you read this?
I haven't read it, but this is exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so he's older. He's probably on staff. Um, it's not Lee Towson.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know. Well, because I thought Lee liked Louise.
I think he's just a player.
You think so?
Well, okay, so this is why I think Barbara might be dating Lee, is because Luis said that all the kitchen guys are all very like older, mediocre, and Lee is very like cute and
Stands
attractive,
out.
and he stands out, and he just got here, and Barbara was so intent on going to the camp this year.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
So either she somehow hooked it up so that he could get the job there.
Whoa. How did she meet him? Or she saw him and was just like infatuated and joined the camp.
Who knows?
Oh.
We just know that Barbara's a little rebel and she's hiding in
Hmm.
her room all the time. Now, there's not the internet, so she couldn't do like a chat room or something, but I just feel like I could
Yeah.
see I could see Lee having interest in Barbara but not being serious about it
Oh. Uh-huh.
and her being like really into it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. And the night she was missing, Lee was out there playing guitar to nobody until Louise came. And so
Mhm.
maybe Barbara normally goes. Well, no, that's where all the camp counselors go. So I don't think that's where Barbara and Lee would meet.
No, but I don't know. I was just thinking, I was like, because you're right. Like Barbara wouldn't be into any of the other. I was thinking the same thing. She'd be into an older guy who would probably make her parents upset.
Yeah. Lee checks those boxes.
Now Lee is the drug dealer to John Paul.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Barbara probably knows John Paul because he's like good
Oh.
friends with they're like the old families.
Right. Are you saying John Paul might have introduced them?
Hmm.
Do you think Barbara caught John Paul in the middle of a drug deal and she was like, "Hey, give me some." And he's like, "Only if you'll keep it quiet." And she's like, "Okay." And then that's how she met Lee.
I could see something like that.
Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna write down our predictions so then we
Ooh,
can actually
good.
go through them.
Yeah, I know, because we always say these and then we
I
forget about
know, and they're so good.
it.
Okay. Very intriguing, very intriguing. So where was Barbara going the night that she left? Or did someone take her, do you think?
Maybe someone took her. Maybe she got kidnapped for ransom. Maybe she went to go see Lee and she got lost or something. It might be something totally benign. I don't know.
Right. I could see though if it's something a little bit more nefarious,
Nefarious. Yeah.
nefarious. If like she's been taking the same paths to see Lee every night, and it's
Hmm.
really easy to, you know, track someone that way.
Yeah.
Someone could just jump out and snatch her up.
I could, I mean, we don't know a whole lot about Lee. The only thing we know about him is that he seems very nice to Luis, but he deals drugs. Not saying that like if you deal drugs, that makes you a bad person, but it does make you interact with seedy people. Could it
Mm-hmm.
be that he's in on this ransom thing with Barb?
Mm. Whoa. Um,
That feels a little out of character from what we know, but we don't know a whole lot.
yeah, I don't think so. So he does seem to really care about Luis. He beat up John Paul. That could be out of like wanting to protect Luis. Could it also be maybe he kind of like you're saying he has like a tiff with the rich people, and so he's like just kind of
Mm.
out to get them, or like kind of trying to like destroy the beast from the inside. That could be it.
Yeah.
What?
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
good.
Barbara and Lee are in cahoots together to destroy the camp. Barbara and Lee plan that she goes
Oh.
missing. Lee's there to destroy everybody and deal out coke to the kids.
Okay, a slight detour. What if Barb and Lee are like, let's extort my family out of money
And then run away together to
and then
Hawaii.
run away together? Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
he's
okay.
singing to Luis to get an alibi.
Whoa, that's so good. Okay, I think we're onto something.
I know, I know. We're solving it right now.
Yeah, with zero clues.
Zero clues. Zero clues.
We don't even know who these characters are. We're in part one.
Okay,
Oh, I think that's good.
I think that's really good. So I had another hunch.
Okay.
Alice really doesn't like TJ.
Does she not like her, or does she just like TJ doesn't like her, so Alice just always feels strange around her?
They have something weird between the two of
Yeah,
them.
they do.
And I'm wondering was has T is TJ romantically involved with Alice's husband, Peter 2, or did Peter 2 assault TJ when she was younger?
Ooh. I'm
And
I'm leaning more
Alice,
towards
oh, go for it.
I'm leaning more towards the second one. If it were either of those, I think it's more likely that Peter would have been like abusive to TJ.
So the reason why I agree with you is because when Alice is looking at TJ, she said she used to have this really long braided ponytail, but now she cut it off and she dresses like a boy. So then
Mm.
I was like, is she dressing like a boy because she's just full on like, I'm a lesbian and I love Luis and this is me? Or is she like, I'm trying to make myself unattractive to Peter too, to keep him off the
Mm.
trail?
Oh, that's a good thought.
And Alice is picking up this weird connection between them, thinking it's mutual. And so that's why she doesn't like TJ.
Oh. I think that's pretty good.
I
I
know.
think, yeah, Peter too assaulted or did something to TJ. That's why she cut off her hair.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Is there any chance that TJ and Luis have bonded over this like abusive relationship stuff, which is why they have such a history together? Like, do you think TJ would have told anyone?
Oh, yeah. Like maybe she goes and she says, "Oh, John Paul did this, da 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 da," and TJ's like, "You need to stay away from those people. They're really bad."
Oh, yeah, like just the rich people, the Van
Yeah,
Lars
like
and
yeah. She's like the Van Lars. They're all like that. You know,
mm,
I could see that.
yeah, it could be. I think that's a good prediction. And do you think Alice has any idea that Peter, if he is abusive, that Peter is abusive?
I'm sure he has abused her in some way.
Alice.
Alice, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm confident.
I mean, we read in part two, like
He's
at
not
the
a
very
nice
least
guy.
emotionally, yeah, abusive.
Yeah.
Or like
Do you have
I
a
have a
tattoo?
no, it's a turtle. It's a temporary tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Were
I
you
was
so
like,
floored though?
yeah, well, because I did that. I got my little
Oh
tattoo
yeah, that's right.
and I didn't tell anyone. And I was like, really?
I did the same thing.
I know. Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
Um, oh, so yeah, Peter isn't great to Alice. We learn more of that in part two. So yeah, I really wouldn't put it past him to be abusive.
Yeah. And we learn even in part one, Alice is like walking. You find out that Alice and her husband don't share a room and she
Hmm.
walks by it and it doesn't say it explicitly, but it hints that she is worried someone else is in there.
And not even worried because she's like just kind of expecting someone else will be in there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's just resigned herself, like this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's possible Peter too, aka Bear and Barbara's dad, could
Mm-hmm.
have been abusive. It's also possible Peter one, the grandpa, could have been abusive because this might be getting into part two, but whatever. We learn at some point that Bear kind of like stiffens whenever his grandpa calls him.
Oh, yeah.
And I forget if we learn why he does that,
We don't.
but Bear says that he doesn't like his grandpa.
Yes.
So grandpa could also be doing some shenanigans.
Yes. I agree. Okay. So one other part that I noticed is that when Alice was walking by, she leaves her room, she walks by husband's room, and then she goes to the guest room, which used to be Bear's room. But if we remember, Barb's room is on the whole other side of the house.
Yeah,
And I was like, she hates Barb.
she does. Okay, yeah. So did Barbara like want to move herself over? She's like, I need space. And so they're like, well, convenient. We have a whole wing of the house. Or was the mom like, I don't want you here? And on that note, I have a question for you. Did you have something to say though first?
No, go for it.
Okay, so my question is that um we hear some of the campers, I think it's in Tracy's chapter, and they're
Hmm.
talking about Barbara, who's just come to camp. And one of the campers, Caroline, they're whispering about Barbara. She says, "Isn't it awful to be a replacement for your older brother?"
Hmm.
Then I was like, what do they mean? Like my sister's keeper kind of thing? And then my prediction was, what if we're misreading her name this whole time because we're hooked on phonics? What if it's Berbera?
No, it's Barbara.
Do you remember that episode of The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
No.
You don't even know which one. But there's one where there's this character, Barbara, but they say, Barbara, where are you going?
That's what I'm saying. I knew it. I was like, I have no idea anything about a Barbara.
Okay, well,
So when is part
nope. You
two?
said it, Barbara.
Because
Okay.
I'm thinking we need to stop with part one and maybe pick up tomorrow as another episode for part two, and then we can keep reading.
Um, what do you think? You think, because we kind of touched on some things in part two. How many notes do you have? Oh no. How many notes is that?
A
How many is
lot.
it?
A
Oh
lot.
no.
All right, I have one more, but this is a silly one.
Okay.
So Tracy, she's in the camp and she's like writing how she thinks this boy is the cutest boy in the whole wide world in her diary. And we've also learned that all the other girls are like not into Tracy and they kind of seem like mean girls a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I said the B word. These bees gonna read her diary and embarrass her about her crush.
Oh no. I bet you're right.
I'm like, do not write this in your diary.
Oh, Tracy. Ooh, do you think she's writing other things though that are gonna be like, do you think she's writing all the secrets Barbara's telling her?
Oh,
I didn't even think about that.
interesting.
Okay, oh my gosh, you're gonna take it for forensic evidence to get all the secrets about Barbara, but then they're also gonna read, I have a crush on whoever. And Tracy's gonna be so mortified.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, let's just kind of go through let's go through part two and we'll hit it quick. I'll
I
put a
think we can.
timer. 15 minutes, 20
Oh
minutes.
wow. I say whichever one. Let's do it.
All right. 20 minutes. Because I have a really crazy theory.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'll
All
write it
right.
down.
I feel like in this brainstorm, we've come up with some good stuff.
I think so. Yeah, Barbara and Lee, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
hit
ready.
it. Oh, am I supposed to summarize?
Yeah,
Okay.
boo boo.
Okay, so you'll need to perhaps fill in some of this. So in
Okay.
part two, it's mostly about Alice. We learn a lot about her, Barbara's mom.
Hmm.
And we learn that she was kind of set up with Peter by her sister Delphine. And
Hmm.
Delphine is very witty and smart, um, while Alice describes herself as boring and stupid. Peter likes,
But beautiful. But beautiful.
but beautiful. Yep, she does say that's her redeeming quality. Okay, Peter seems to like these things about her, which is why they get married when she's about 18 and he's like almost 30, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes. He's 28 and she is 17.
Yeah, and like she didn't
But
finish high school, right? And he's like in law school or something.
yeah.
Yeah. kind of a strange mix, but Delphine puts them together because she and her husband, who I forget his name, her husband was good friends with Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how they'll know each other. Okay. So they get
George.
married.
His
George,
name's
that was it.
George. Yeah.
George. Okay. So they get married and then things just get worse with Peter. Basically, he thinks she can't do anything. He belittles her. And now he has her roped into his millionaire lifestyle, probably just for her looks. And the one good thing she's done is have a baby boy they named Peter 3 or Bear because there's too many Peters already. And that's really been the only bright spot in her life. So when he went missing, it really was devastating.
Terrible.
Yeah, super terrible. We get more insight on their millionaire life. They have a summer soiree every year that Delphine goes to. Delphine at one point encourages Alice to go back to school and to go to college. And she's like, you can really do whatever you want with your life. Like, don't let Peter, put you in a corner. And Alice is just kind of like very gun shy, I think, because of how Peter is. And so she's like, oh, I could never do that. Peter wouldn't like it. So we see that dynamic.
Mhm.
We also meet Carl. Do you want to fill in on Carl?
Carl, I was going to say, I really don't know where he fits in this timeline. The only thing of note is we get some background on him, and then he was technically the last person to see Bear,
Mm.
and
See Barbara.
no,
Oh, and Bear.
Bear,
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Just see Bear.
Bear,
You're right.
to see Bear. He's the last person to see Bear, and Bear, he saw Bear get scared about the grandpa.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So Carl is the groundskeeper, right?
Carl, okay, so you have Hewitt, that's TJ's dad, and he's the lead butler. TJ's a kid. He hires Carl to be his gardener.
That's right.
Yeah. And Carl, he wasn't really qualified to be a gardener, but he had a sick kid. And so TJ's dad, Hewitt, gave him the job to help out his family.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So
Hmm.
now Carl has been tied to the Van Lars for a long time. Um,
Yes.
his kid unfortunately died, and so he knows what it's like to lose a kid. So he's like, when he hears that Bear's missing, it really rocks the whole town.
Yes.
So at this point, Carl is still gardening, but he's also a volunteer firefighter. And
Hmm.
so they get called in to help look for Bear. And then it turns out that the next morning, the whole town has heard that the Van Laar boy has gone missing. And so they all show up to look for him because he is just like a really cute kid. Everybody loves him. We
Hmm.
get a nice contrast between Bear and Peter too, his dad, where Bear is like
Hmm.
really kind and smiles at everybody and always says like thank you and like notices the like workers and stuff. And Peter too just does not do that.
Hmm.
So, so one of my theories was the grandpa was like, you need to be more tough, kid. And that's why Bear doesn't like him. Like the grandpa's trying to toughen him up.
I could see that. I could see that. Now, why don't you talk about how Bear went missing?
Oh, right. Okay. So Bear was going on a hike with his grandpa, but then
Hmm.
Bear forgot his pocket knife. How old is he at this point?
I think he's like 9.
Yeah. In my mind, it was like 6. Like he's pretty young.
Yeah.
So he goes back to the house by himself to get the pocket knife, but they're pretty close and they've gone on this trail a lot of times before. So Grandpa isn't worried. Grandpa waits there for like what, 30 minutes or something. Bear doesn't come
Way too
back.
long. Way too long.
Yeah, I mean, how long does it take to get to the house?
If it takes 30 minutes to get to the house, you need to walk your son back there.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, okay. So waits there a long time, goes back to the house. And then I think he gets Peter too, his son, and they start looking for Bear, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. But then like they don't call the police or the fire department until way later that night. Like there's some weird things about the search where Carl is like, if it were my kid, like I would be tearing down the whole forest to find them.
Well, it's also raining.
That's true. Yeah.
It starts raining and then they don't call right away and they're like, well, maybe. But yeah, Carl is like, this is not, mm,
Mm-hmm.
he's suspicious.
Yes. Did I miss anything with Bear going missing?
Um, no. Oh, the other thing, and I didn't underline this, but I'm seeing now that it's important, is that Carl sees when they're like looking for Bear, they see Tessie Joe and she's like it says mouth opened, eyes closed into her father's arms. Da, 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 da. And they were like, do you think she saw something? So she looks, they find Tessie Joe and
Right.
she is like a wreck. And they're like, we think she saw something, but I don't think we ever get to follow up on what she saw or
I
didn't
don't
see.
think so. Yeah. Gosh.
I know.
Tessie Joe knows something.
Hmm. Okay. So one of the other things too is that with Alice's sister Delphine, when she's with George, her husband, she's just like the belle of the ball. Everyone thinks she's so funny, she's so entertaining, all these things. They don't have any kids. George dies.
Mm-hmm.
Now everyone's like, ew, spinster, gross. You're
Yeah.
too
Too smart.
emboldened. Yeah. Like you make people feel weird. And so Alice invites her over for like a long weekend, and everyone's just like, Delphine sucks, basically. And
Mm-hmm.
they're talking poorly about her. And so you kind of see Delphine struggling a little bit. But she was
It,
really, really sweet on Bear. She was always like, she would like hang out with the kids and stuff more because she felt more
oh
comfortable
yeah.
with them.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Delphine couldn't have kids.
I could see that. I didn't think of that,
Yeah.
but I could see that. Alice has a really nice, well, it's kind of sad, but also a nice thought about Delphine. So, um, she's talking about women and Delphine. So she says, Alice stood horrified. Delphine must have heard their laughter, surmised correctly who the target was. Delphine was ashamed too, thought Alice, for the opposite reason that Alice was, for knowing too much rather than too little. For a woman, neither was an acceptable way to be. In a moment of bravery, Alice, okay, and then Alice knocked on the door. But basically saying, like, in this time period in the 60s, it's like if you're really smart like Delphine, they make fun of you and they're mean to you. And if you're not smart at all like Alice, it's the same thing. And I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was like really interesting.
That was interesting. Yeah, I really like how this book is kind of, I feel like the way it's playing out all of these like important themes and stuff, it feels very natural. It doesn't feel
Hmm.
preachy,
Yeah.
at least from what I've been reading.
I also got um the idea that Alice was sexually assaulted by one of Peter's friends.
Oh,
Hmm.
how'd you get that?
She said, when they were first married, her and Peter, she had made a terrible mistake at one of these parties when she was too drunk to understand what was happening. Her mistake, she understood, had been drinking too much. The rest was someone else's fault. A former
Oh,
friend
right.
of Peter's who was no longer invited to their parties.
Mm, yeah.
So we learned that Alice starts coping with her social anxieties by drinking, and she becomes effectively an alcoholic.
Yeah. But part of that was encouraged by Peter because he's like, oh, you talk better when you've had a drink or two. So just
Hmm.
start drinking before the social event. She's like, good idea.
Yes. Yeah, and Peter, even though it's like he doesn't like that Delphine's so smart, he also uses Delphine against Alice to make her feel bad about herself.
Mm.
I feel like, but yeah, I don't
When
know.
does he do that? Did you have an example or no?
Um, I'm gonna have to delete that comment and post because really what I meant to say is that Peter is intimidated by Delphine
Oh.
and he doesn't want, so this is the line. I know she's your sister, Alice, and I'm sorry to say this, but I'd stay away from Delphine. She's always seemed manipulative to me. And then I put the quote from Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. If you read books, you'll start getting ideas and thinking. So I feel like he's intimidated by Delphine
Do you
and
think hmm
her smartness. Oh, go for it.
do you think it's that, and also do you think any part of it is he doesn't want Alice to get those ideas, like he doesn't want Alice to change. He likes her being a very like pliable manipulate. He likes manipulating Alice.
He likes being in control. If she starts
Right.
thinking going to college and doing stuff, then he's going to lose that control
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. So to get back to the cover.
Oh my gosh, the pink. I have no idea. What is that?
Okay. What I
Oh,
think it
she's painting her
is.
room. Is that it?
Yes.
What does it say about that?
So one of the big things with this house is that supposedly the first Van Laar came from Switzerland or whatever, and he had this great big chalet and he dismembered it, packed it up, brought it to
Oh,
this
right.
place, and reassembled it.
Yeah.
So now all the Van Laars since then, they are like trying to take care of it and keep it in pristine condition.
Yeah.
So Alice goes to check on Barbara's room while she's first at camp before she goes missing. And Barbara had put in a lock on the door.
That's right.
Yeah. So then Alice is like, I have to get rid of this lock and get all of this filled in and the wood fixed before Peter sees because he's going to be really mad.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes into the room and she sees that Alice had, or not Alice, Barbara had painted this like very dark, bloody mural.
That's right.
And so then she gets the bubblegum pink from her nursery when she was first born and she paints and
Um,
covers it up.
oh, I totally forgot about that.
So I think that's what it is.
Oh, wow. I bet you're right.
So I don't know what that, I guess like the symbolism to me was just Alice like just writing over any of Barb's identity.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there's definitely something there. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Hmm. Wow, that's intriguing. I'm glad you brought that up.
Hmm.
I'll remember.
Okay. So you ready for my last wildest theory? And we only have 5 minutes left, so perfect
Oh, I
timing.
am. Perfect.
All right. I came up with this today while we were talking in part one.
Oh, I'm amazed you remembered. That's great.
Hmm. What if Delphine kidnapped Bear?
I could see that because she's like first row seat to all the crazy of the Van Laars, and she's like, this kid needs a better home.
Yeah.
I could see it being someone who loves Bear kidnapping him.
Yeah.
So you think, okay, keep going with your theory.
So how would this play out? He runs back to the house. We know he goes back to the house to get the pocket knife because Carl
Yeah.
sees him. Delphine's there somehow. That's the hard part is how could she get onto the premise and get him out with nobody seeing?
She knows all the workers.
Yeah, but somebody would see or something. But maybe somehow she smuggles him out, takes him into the woods or something. I don't know.
I mean, well, okay, it's very possible they both, okay. So during the summer soirees, when she's hanging out with the kids, she takes them to this spot where they have like story time or something. Everybody, the kids and her really know where the spot is. They could go there with their eyes closed. Delphine somehow IMs Bear in the 60s and
She
says,
sends him a
"Hey,
carrier pigeon.
for Mr. Bear."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know how she would plan this with Bear, but if Bear walked himself over to the story spot, because
Yeah.
that's the most likely is Bear wanders off somewhere, which is why no one realizes it. It's less
Yeah.
likely if someone's escorting him, you know?
Right. Right.
So, and then she steals him away and they have a happy life together. I don't know. So do you think she stole Barbara?
Well, I think that's why I was thinking of Delphine is because you feel like they went together.
Mm-hmm.
Who would kidnap both of them if not for Delphine?
Jacob Sluiter. Crazy uncle.
Well, if Jacob gets them, he's not keeping them somewhere. He's killing them.
Do you think Jacob's actually bad? You don't think the twist is that the Van Lars threw him in jail, but he wasn't actually guilty?
I think that could be, but like how could he yeah. I just don't see like how could he kidnap this little boy and keep it all under wraps without killing them or chaining them to a room or something. Like, the kids aren't going to want to stay with him.
Well, because he's working with Delphine.
Maybe that. That's Delphine's new husband.
Both Delphine and Barbara going for the wild ones.
Going for the wild ones.
Okay. I don't know. So, okay, at this point, do you think that Barbara and Bear are actually safe, or do you think they're gone?
In my opinion, Bear's dead. He's dead, dead, dead.
Okay.
And I think we will find Barbara.
I think we're definitely finding Barbara.
I think she's going to be alive.
Do you think, no, I was gonna say, do you think we'll get any of her perspective? Because the chapters change perspective.
Oh, interesting.
Because we haven't gotten any of her yet. And I feel like it's because we're not going to, because she's missing.
We might towards the end. Like if it's like a grand escape and she's kidnapped and she's trying to get out, I could see a perspective like that.
Housemaid.
Yeah, housemaid style. But if it's that she chose to go on her own and like make this plot with Lee or perhaps her Auntie Delphine, then no, I don't think so, because then that would give away the whole story.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. Oh, one other thing. So part two ends with Carl's perspective, and he is searching for
Mhm.
Bear with a search party. And then they're searching Bear, Bear. And then he loses consciousness and he falls to the ground. And now all he can hear is Carl, Carl. So everyone's
Yeah,
like looking at him.
yeah.
And it says that was the last thing he heard before losing consciousness. What do you think happened?
Okay, so at first I thought it was a heart attack,
That's what
but
I said. I said, did he die from a heart attack?
yeah, I'm thinking a heart attack. But if we're under the impression that there is a poisoner on the premise who poisoned Annabelle, did he eat anything?
Oh. Well, okay, so then this kidnapper would have used the same tactics on Bear and Barbara, poisoning people, take up the kid.
Hmm.
Mm.
But I don't know why he would only poison Carl. And at this point, it doesn't really make sense.
Well, maybe Carl is the only one who's like susceptible, like he let off a little bomb or something, but
Yeah.
Carl was the only one nearby. I don't know. Maybe he's not a very good criminal.
Well, and I think also we're seeing a little bit of full circle again because Carl is the last one who saw Bear. And now that I'm tying this back, this is the same thing with Luis and Annabelle, where it's like they're keeping secrets because they're scared of what the Van
Yeah,
Lars are going to do.
right. Carl eventually does say though that he saw, but he doesn't tell the Van Lars. He tells who?
Hewitt, I think.
Hewitt. Yeah, I think it's
TJ's
Hewitt.
dad. Yeah, so I guess he does eventually say. But it was still like half a day later. Although it's like, would it have done much? I think it actually would have because then they would have started the last place they saw him. versus
Yeah.
looking on the trail.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay, I feel like we picked this pretty clean.
I think that was pretty good. What do you think? Do you want to say what you think's going to happen in part 2 and 3? I know we've been saying
Ugh.
that throughout the whole time.
Yeah, we've been making a lot of predictions just by the title When Lost.
Mm.
I'm wondering if is this about Bear or is this about Barbara? And I'm not going to turn the page to see whose perspective it is.
I'm going to bet Barbara.
I was going to bet Bear. Oh,
Well, one of us will be right.
unless it's neither.
Oh, maybe it's about Peter. It's his villain origin story.
Oh,
Mm.
interesting. Okay, so what rating do you think we're cruising to?
Say 4.5.
I would say it's pretty good. What would make it a 5 to this point?
I
Or 4.5 just because hedging your bet. You don't know.
don't know. I think definitely a little bit of hedging my bet because I haven't read that much.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I think maybe something about the writing style. It's not like I'm not like super, super, you know, brought in.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe how I'm feeling.
I think it is. I think one of the turnoffs is how complicated this character cast is. And if we didn't sit here for 2 hours talking about it,
Yeah.
I would be confused.
That's how you make a good mystery. You don't tell anybody.
I
Don't say
guess
who
that's
anybody
true.
is.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking a 4.5. I think we are in the possibility for a 5. I
I
think
think
a 5
so.
is on the table. If she lands the plane, in my opinion, it's going to be a 5.
That's a big one.
But we'll see.
Let's see what she does.
Because these
Liz Moore,
mysteries,
I hope you're listening.
yeah, Liz.
Better deliver.
Yeah, you better deliver. Okay, so what is the next segment we're going to read?
Did we say 2 and 3? Or no, sorry, 3 and 4?
Ugh,
So
I want to
there's
read
seven
even
parts
more.
total.
Yeah, 3 and 4.
Because it is fun to make predictions. When you've read too much, then you can't do it anymore. So does
I
that mean we're
know.
doing it in 4 parts, or are we going to do it in 3 parts?
Well, let's see, because 3 and 4 would bring us to 191. That's only, oh, that would bring us to 219.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, part
Yeah,
7, I think four
because,
parts.
well, because part 5 it says found, and I feel like we need to have a prediction guest before we get to the segment called found.
I don't think you think that actually means they're found though, because we still have 200 pages to go after that.
Well, the next one's survival, and then the last one's self-reliance. So I think that's where we
Oh.
find either Barbara and Bear or whoever, and then they make their way back, however they do.
Ooh, okay. Okay, found is they find themselves in this nice commune that Delphine and Sluiter have made.
Uh,
They survive out there and they make their own house called Self-Reliance, because that's what the Van Laar's house is called.
oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I could see found being if Bear's alive, Barbara finds Bear, and then they kind of go through how Bear survived in the woods,
Yeah.
and then how they end up back home in self-reliance. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
But I think Bear's dead, so maybe she finds his ghost.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, so next time we'll do 3 and 4.
Okay, we're doing 3 and 4. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening to this episode of Bookalicious, our 1 year anniversary. Woo!
Woohoo!
We hope you loved it. Let us know by leaving a comment, answering our poll, emailing us at bookalicious.pod@gmail.com, leaving a rating, any of the things.
Not any, all of the things. But okay, but in ranking of importance, please, please, please leave us a 5-star review on Spotify. It's hard to do. You have to hit the dots and then you have to give the 5. And if you slip up, you accidentally do a 4 or 3, it's okay. You can change it after the fact. You can go back. And you can
That is true. That is
that
true.
is true. Yes, but we would love to hear any of your comments, any of your predictions. This will be a fun little journey for us.
I know. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Buckle. I thought you said buckle up, like Bookalicious. It's like, okay, girl, you are committed to the bit.
I should have.
All right.
All
Love
right, see you
you.
later. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.